The Canola School on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Alberta Canola Producers Commission, SAS Canola, and Manitoba Canola Growers.
I'm Kelvin Hepner with Real Agriculture, and we are pleased to be joined now by Nick Larkan with Armatus Genetics. And Nick, we've been hearing about new blackleg labeling on canola seed in Western Canada, labeling according to the genetic resistance package inside the seed. There's now kind of the second step to that is figuring out what blackleg pests you have, pathogens you have in your soil, and Armatus has been doing some work in this area.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is work is spearheaded by Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada here in Saskatoon in Dr. Hussein Borhan's lab. So it's having knowledge of what the resistance packages that are used in each variety is very useful, but until you know what the pathogen profile in your field is, then that information is hard to apply. So what we've been developing is a test where the producers can take samples from their field, and when they see levels of blackleg that they're unhappy with in their current variety, and then they can send those into a testing lab and get information back on the race profile of the Leptosphaeria fungus that we find in their field.
So this is essentially putting the pieces of the puzzle together to best target what you have in your field.
Exactly. It's the other side of the equation from the plant genetics. So you'll be able to take this information back to your agronomist or your seed supplier and then choose a variety that has the effective resistance that you need to control the pathogen that's already present in your field.
So what does the testing procedure look like? When should somebody test? How long does it take? All those sorts of things.
It's pretty simple from the producer's standpoint. If they should already be out there scouting at the end of harvests. I always tell people if you're out there in the swather, you should be jumping out, pulling some stems and making some cuts. If you're seeing blackleg there, you just keep those samples. We just need a couple inches at the end of the stem there, and you can package those up and send them into one of the testing labs. And it'll probably, I imagine, be a month or so to get that information back, but well before you're making your seed decision for next spring.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. Then you're making it. You have that information then for new crop decision making.
There's a little bit of work to culture and to extract the isolates out of those samples. But once we have those isolates, the test itself is a DNA-based test and it's very rapid and extremely accurate.
So this is available for farmers for 2018, or when do you see this being commercialized?
Yeah, so Ag Canada released the information out to several testing labs around the prairies. It's already a commercial service now at some of those labs. And yeah, if people are still holding on from samples from last year, they could get in contact and actually send them in now.
Finally then, Nick, should a farmer be testing their blackleg for what their blackleg races are every year, or how often do they change? Is this a test that should be done annually, or how often?
I would suggest that after the initial test is done and you've selected a new variety, through your regular scouting, if you're not happy with the level of protection that you're getting in that variety, maybe you want to retest those samples again. But if it all works well, you should have a pretty well controlled blackleg for quite a few years.
All right. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.